Welcome to another Magic the Gathering Mondays, and today we're going to be doing another top 10 list, and this is going to be all about mono green, insect tribal, all of which will appear in my commander deck, which you can see in the top left corner. Well, to you it's the top right corner, but to me it's left corner, actually just left hand in general. I'm not going to go through any honourable mentions today because insects aren't really that powerful, so I'm going to go straight in with a number 10. This is a massive 8/8 trample called Moldgraf Monstrosity. And when he dies, you get to return 2 creature cards at random from your graveyard back to the battlefield. And if you're playing mono green, this can bring back some horrible beat sticks. That's why it lands in at number 10. And he's a big beat stick himself as well, 8/8 trample, Moldgraf Monstrosity. Number 9 is a card called Nantuko Mentor. Now, Nantuko Mentor is great because he is an insect, so he gets buffed by tribal things. Also, he can pump other creatures up by +X/+X, where X is that creature's power. So which is ridiculous, it really is. Because if you trigger this guy and then play an Overwhelming Stampede, just power everywhere. And that's what insects are all about, just loads and loads of green power. And this guy is awesome because he pumps up that creature that you're targeting by its power already. And if you combine that with other cards I'm going to come to later, it can become a huge, dumb, green, mean, beating machine. Spleen. Keen. Number 8 I talked about on the podcast, which you can go and check out up here in the top right corner of your screen. This is Scoop Mob. Scoop Mob is a 1/1 insect, costs 1 green, so you can drop him on turn 1. But he's easily forgotten about because he's just a 1/1. That is it. But if you control 5 or more lands, every single turn he will become more and more powerful by you add +4/+4 every turn, basically. If you give that guy trample, immediate threat that was just, oh, it's awesome. Sleeper hit. He did really, really well in the last Commander game that we didn't unfortunately film. But a sleeper hit again. Scoop Mob, massively underrated card. Go check it out if you like insects. Number 6 is Living Hive. This is an awesome elemental insect. It used to be just an elemental creature back in its first printing. Can't remember what the printing was now, maybe Onslaught or something like that. But now it's classed as an elemental insect, so it vibes with those tribal shenanigans. And this is great because when it's 6/6 trample, when it deals combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 insects into the battlefield. So if it gets all of its damage through, you get 6 1/1s, just like that. And if you've got your coat of arms out, they're going to become 6/6s or 7/7s because the elemental insect's out already. So again, instant army generation and massive swarm tactics and buff tactics if you've got tribal things backing it. Awesome card, Living Hive. My number 5 is my commander, which I probably spoiled for you earlier if you checked out the link below. Up top. Geography's rubbish. This is Thriss, Nantuko Primus. He is a 7-drop, 5/5 insect druid legend, and he can pay 1 forest and tap him to give another creature +5/+5, which isn't really that good in the grand scheme of what power level is out now in the world of Magic. This came out in a long time ago. I can't remember what the set was now. I can't remember. I can visualise it, but I can't remember what it was. But he's just on the list because he holds a lot of nostalgic value and he's good. You know, he can pump something up by +5/+5. Combine that with more power generating cards. It's just a good nice card. Don't know why he's on the list. Anyway, number 4 is Ant Queen. Another great token generator. So it's a 5/5, costs 5, I think. 2 forests and 3 others. I'm doing this from memory, which is why it's probably blasé. But for 1 green and 1 other, you can generate an insect. So if you've got loads of mana spare at the end of the game and you've got your coat of arms sat out, you can just generate a whole army really, really quickly and give them all that tribal buff that they're looking for because they're insects that spawn. So again, army generators in this deck are really good if you've got that tribal support, which is why Ant Queen makes it to number 4 of the list. Awesome general for raising the insect army. Number 3 is a awesome card called Hornet Queen. So this is probably, there's not many flying insects out there. Well, there is, actually. there's fucking loads of them, actually. Absolutely loads of them. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but Hornet Queen is the only one that comes in as a 2/2 Death Touch flying, but then it brings in a swarm of other 1/1 Death Touch flyers, and that's instant threat for anything attacking you, anything blocking you, and if that's surrounded by tribal shenanigans, it's going to be really, really good. Really massive army of big wasps with Death Touch that are getting supported by that insect tribal. Awesome card, great Hornet Queen. Always makes a difference, whether that's offensively or defensively. It's a great addition to the deck. Number 2 on my list is my favourite card of all time, and this is Vorapede. I don't know why I like this card so much. Maybe it just has some sentimental value, which it does. If you check out the MTG podcast challenge that we did a few weeks ago, that card is not only my favourite card, but also a card that holds a lot of sentimental value, which is probably why it appears so high on my top 10. However, it's a really, really good card in the sense that it has Vigilance, Trample, and Undying. So it can attack relentlessly while still being able to block on the next turn. It can trample its damage through, and if it dies from a board wipe or what have you, it comes back even stronger. And if you've got like your Swarm Yard backing it up, you've also got an Umbra attached to it, it becomes really, really difficult to deal with and really, really difficult to remove multiple times, which is why it's not only my favourite card of all time, but also my number 2 on the insect top 10. But what is number 1? What is the best insect? What causes the most stress to my opponents? It's the only 7/7. That's bullshit. It's the only creature that copies himself when his damage goes through, and that's Giant Adderphage. He's a 7/7 insect with trample. So if you can't deal with the damage that comes through, he creates another copy of himself that has the same abilities as that card. So if you attack with a Giant Adderphage and damage goes through, you create another Giant Adderphage which has the same abilities. On your next turn, if you attack with both of those, they both copy themselves if damage goes through. And as you can see, they multiply like a fucking Catholic rabbit. They multiply, multiply and multiply. And if you don't deal with them, if you don't shut them down early, they're going to overwhelm your opponents. Giant Adderphage, an awesome card to close off this list. So thank you very much for watching this very, very short and sweet video. A little bit pressed for time as of the last few weeks. We do have an awesome video coming up soon though, with regards to a bundle box battle. So all of our guys recently went to a pre-release in Whitney at Mystic Games, and that's for War of the Spark. And we all got a pre-release kit, and we did a little, obviously an event there, but we also took home a pre-release kit each. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little face-off, similar to how pre-releases work. If you've ever been to a pre-release, you go there, you get your pre-release kit, you sign up, you open your pre-release kit, and you build a deck from the cards that you get in your pre-release kit to battle other opponents and hopefully win the tournament. That's what we're going to be doing here in the studio, a little unboxing, but then also deck building with the cards that you unboxed, and then battling each other to see who's going to win for supremacy. So make sure you keep up to date with the Magic the Gathering section. If you like what we're doing here, then make sure you like and subscribe and share, and have a look at all of our links. We're on Patreon, we're on Liliana Market if you want to buy some cards off us. We're on Twitter, we're also on, what's the other one called? Can't remember what the other one's called. Board Game Geek, that's it, Board Game Geek. Go and follow us on there if you want to see what we're doing. So thank you very much for watching another Magic the Gathering video. Make sure you tune back every single Monday for more Magic the Gathering content. Every Tuesday we have tabletop content, and every other Wednesday at the moment we're doing a one-on-one Magic game, Commander EDH, which has just wrapped on the Bells and Lock Ur-Dragon. So if you like that series, by all means go and check that out. I'll put a little card up here so you can go and see that. If you want to see more of that, then by all means make sure you comment and like those videos to let us know that you want to have more of that stuff. We are always trying to consistently improve our content, and we're trying new ideas every single week. The bundle box one is one of them. I explained that earlier, I think. But yeah, if you like Magic the Gathering, make sure you come back every Monday to see more Magic the Gathering videos. Every Tuesday, we do board game videos or board game discussions, depending on what's coming out and the news surrounding different games in the industry. Make sure you come back on Tuesdays to lock on to that. Lock on? What are we talking about? Lock on. What rubbish word to use. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.